Something I learned to do while I was at Harbor House was play the guitar and sing with children. I realized how much I loved sitting in front of the kids. They would all sit on the floor, and I could look into their little faces and see their earnest faces of getting into the music, into the songs. And I went into the bathroom and I looked in the mirror when I was washing my hands, and there's this old guy. And I had been looking at all these beautiful, happy faces, and it kind of helped me feel younger again.
Harbor House has impacted my life, motivating me to talk to people because I was too shy or too scared to go out and talk to people. But now I can go out there. I can do it. I can talk to people.
Harbor House has impacted my life by giving me a sense of community with the children, parents, and staff. They just showed me that it's easier to be yourself instead of trying to change for everyone else.
Oh gosh.
By far, the way that Harbor House has impacted my life is definitely through the people, through the relationships that I developed here, and being able to support one another and share life together and do work together, especially when the situation and the time calls for us to step in and to have that solid relationship to bring solidness to a situation that might need it. It's really fulfilling and it's really been meaningful, and I just really thankful to have met some of those guys here.
It got me rooted in not only my own connection to God and my faith, but also to a community. Rooted me in Oakland, rooted me in my ESL students and their families who I still know. I moved, about a mile. I live about a mile from Harbor House. Have brought up my son here. It just was pivotal in providing, an actual space and an example of how to live in the world among people who I grew to love.
I think the biggest thing is I learned how to love myself, and in turn, because I learned how to love and appreciate myself, I was able to do that for any and everyone who I came in contact with.
I feel that I actually got more out of Harbor House than I actually gave. What I learned, what I felt, people that I learned to love and they love me. It's just something that it's a very valuable part of my life today.
I really appreciate that Harbor House was an avenue for me to follow where I feel I was called to in terms of my work and that part of my life.
For me, Harbor House represents the joy and the hope that young people bring, and especially God's gift of young people, multiracial young people, to my life.
Here at Harbor House, it really transformed Oakland from a place where I lived and where I felt like I was just observing to a place where that was home, where I participated in the community.
I love being part of this neighborhood. I love being part of this community. I love being part of Harbor House.
I think that oftentimes people think, oh, come and live and serve, and you will make a difference in other people's lives and you'll feel good about yourself. I found it actually to be the reverse. I found to come and live there and learn, and it would really impact my life. It would change me and my understanding of who I was, and for the better.
I remember interning there, and I was very shy in the beginning and quiet, but now I feel like I've changed a lot professionally and academically, like taking on jobs, responsibilities, and I felt like I personally changed as well because I became more, open and talkative and more confident in myself.
That's where I felt seen and loved and accepted. And so I'm forever grateful for Harbor House.
I was spiritually enriched and inspired by empowering the community. I remember that is so important to Jesus. I love that about Harbor House.
I am so thrilled to wish you well in the coming years, to thank you for the ministry that you do, to thank you for the impact that you've had on my life, and wish that I could just embrace you all and let you know that we are in this together and that God is being glorified through the work that Harbor House is doing.